So Nate Williams here for Seconds Out with Ricky Hatton. Ricky, Nathan's behind you right there, Nathan Gorman. How's he looking in the gym?
Brilliant. You know, he's never looked better. He's improving, and you'd expect him to with the number of fights he's had and his age and everything like that. But he improves every week in the gym. And he's looking good, and he's he's just where he needs to be in part of his training camp, because he's got a big test before the new year, before Christmas is finished. So he's in good form.
Yeah. What do you make of Alex Learpie then? Like, is it the right time for this sort of test?
Yeah, it's the right time. I mean, Nathan's had a lot of. He's gone through the journeyman opponents. You know what I mean? He's gone through a few decent domestic fighters as Sean Turner, you know, and he's had a few foreign opposition. He's fought and beaten an unbeaten German who was 13-0 when he won his silver WBC heavyweight title. So I think he's ticked all the boxes. He's gone through the levels and different opposition and different styles, but now he needs a test, and you know his toughest fight to date was Sean Turner. Is his best performance, so I have no qualms with matching him with Lepine, who's former world title challenger. Yeah.
What do you want to see? How do you want to see him progress in 2019?
I'm just happy the way he's going. You know, he wants to do everything. You know, I mean, he wants the British title, the English title, Commonwealth title, and such as. But it's all about making the right fights at the right time against the right opponent. You know what I mean? It's you look at the domestic British heavyweight scene. You know, it's you got obviously at the very top you got Tyson and Joshua and Dylan White and Derek Chisora and Dave Allen and Joe Joyce. That's just the British title. So it's got to be the right fight at the right time. You know, and I think myself and Frank Warren, who he works with, will make the moves for him at the right time. But you know, he's waiting for a massive chance. He had his best fight against Turner, and then he had a fight cancelled. He got moved to another show because one of the opponents pulled out. And then he did his hand in the first round the last time out against Solorowski, I think his name is, I think that's how you pronounce it. And so he's a little bit down, and he's a man that, because he impressed everyone, and then his last performance, but no fault of his own, he did his hand in. He's looking forward to getting out and putting a show on, and you know, he'll need to be at his best, and if he's best, will be more than good enough to beat. That's how highly I rate Nathan. Yeah.
It's a great undercard, isn't it? Martin Murray just got added last night. So what do you reckon of that fight?
Yeah, you know, you just look. We've got all the local talent. You know what I mean? You know, Carl Frampton's based in Manchester now. Leeds just down the road. You won't get a better top of the bill. You know, you've got Martin Murray on the bill. You've got Heffron Williams, which is a great fight. Could be the fight of the night for the British title. And that's saying something when you've got Warrington versus Frampton, Nathan Gorman versus a former world title challenger, Martin Murray, who's challenged for world titles 3 times now. You know, so I think that's the best bill I've seen this year in this country.
Best bill this year?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, you know, I mean, in depth. Yeah. Absolutely.
What do you reckon of the main event? What's your prediction for that then, Frampton Warrington?
Well, it's very hard. You know, it's very hard to judge fights when you've got two domestic fighters fighting each other, because all the domestic fighters that are on that card I see myself as mates, so it's very hard to say. But I think it's a genuine 50-50. You know, I am sitting on the fence, but I think I won't be on my own when I say, you know, it's going to be Josh Warrington's, you know, size and work rate that he's going to try and impose on Carl, who I guess is the smaller man. But you know, Carl can mix it up. He's a masterful boxer. And I think, you know, Warrington's game will be trying to take that great boxing and that distance that Carl's got, trying to take it away from him. But I think Frampton's got the ability to outbox Josh, you know, so I mean, I change my mind every week. But I think it's a genuine 50-50, and I think coming up to the fight, I think I'll change my mind 2 or 3, 4 times again. But the fans will be the winner. That's the dead yeah.
And are you going to Vegas next week? LA next week?
Yeah, I fly out next week today, actually. Fly out a week today. Be there for Tyson. I've been speaking to Ben by phone, and you know, Tyson's been texting saying everything's going great, you know, and he's been in the wildcard gym, and he's been, you know, he's had Freddie Roach, been picking Freddie Roach's brains, you know what I mean, and so he's, you know, he's looking good, and you know, you see the footage of him in the gym and the pictures of him in the gym, you know, he's come a long way to get in the shape he's got. But you know, if you cast your mind back and look at the pictures of him when he fought Klitschko, which was his best win, he looks in better shape now. You know, and he'll need to be. He'll need to be elusive, get out of the way of them big bombs, won't he? And that, but I think he will.
Yeah, I mean, how pleasing is it for you to see, because you stuck with Tyson through like a very tough time for him? How pleasing is it to you to see where he is now?
Well, I think he's been based longer in our gym more than most gyms, and I think it's because there's a good family atmosphere. You know, everyone's got a good sense of humour. It's a very close knit gym. You know, we will each other on. And I think you can see in Tyson, he's a lot happier, Tyson Fury, than he has been in the years gone by. Sometimes he's opened his mouth and put his foot in it. He won't mind me for saying, but he's still his usual colourful character self. But he seems in a happier place, and I think that's part of being down in my gym. If the truth be known, I think you've got to give the main pat on the back to him. You know, end of. You know, he's the man that has done it. But I think my gym has played its own little part because it's a good gym to be in. It's a family type gym.
And just finally, what fights do you want to see in 2019? Like, could you give me a Christmas list?
Not really, to be honest with you. Gorman and Dubois would be my one for the new year. Do you know what I mean? To see, you know, the winner of Warrington and Frampton in unification fights. To be honest with you, most of the fights that we crave for, we get these days. And even if you're building a fight up, you don't build them up. It doesn't take for 2 or 3 years to build them up nowadays. All the best are fighting the best these days. You know, wasn't a few years ago, all the champions were winning the belts and making 10, 12, 15 defences and not fighting each other. Well, boxing's gone the full circle now. Now everybody's fighting each other. So I think the fights that we all want, whether it be heavyweight, whatever division, I think they'll come off now.
Thanks, Rick.